I didn't give up my husband's seat on a plane. My husband and I were flying to France and had booked aisle and middle seats together. Before takeoff, my husband got up to use the bathroom. As I was settling in, a woman with a baby was already sitting in the window seat in our row. While I was putting my purse down and taking off my sweater, her husband came over and tried to sit in my husband's seat. He looked at me and said, "Oh, I need to sit next to my wife and baby." I didn't move and told him it was my husband's seat and that he was in the bathroom. He then asked, would he mind sitting in my seat, and pointed all the way to the back of the plane. I immediately responded, I can speak on behalf of my husband, and that would be no. Both of them looked at me like I didn't have a right to politely decline. They then tried to flag down the flight attendant, but before they could, the woman sitting directly behind us spoke up and said, "If you knew you were flying with a baby, you should have made sure your seats were booked together." The couple looked at each other, then at me, and mumbled something about trying but being unable to. By the time my husband returned, the man had already walked away. I quietly told my husband what had happened in case the man came back or brought a flight attendant over. My husband was glad I hadn't let his seat go. With it being a long-haul flight and him having anxiety about flying, he didn't want to be sent to the back of the plane alone. I also didn't want to sit next to a couple with a baby for hours across the Atlantic. I felt justified, especially since the woman behind us spoke up in my defense.